Alrighty, and welcome back to 20th Century Dude. This is another episode in the Short of the Week series, where I randomly pick a short from shortoftheweek.com and review it for you, so you can either watch it yourself or skip it entirely. But mostly watch it yourself, because honestly, I want to pick something that's good. And today we have another animation. This one is actually a French film, but don't worry. There are subtitles that come with it since it is made in France. I'm thankful there are subtitles because if there wasn't, it would be terribly confusing to watch. But this film is called Precious. I'm not going to bother pronouncing it in the French, but that's what it's called. It's Precious. It's about an autistic child named Emile. He gets transferred to, I think, it looks like a border school or like a private school or something. And he doesn't quite fit in, which is obvious in his design. All the other students, with the exception of Julie, she's designed differently. Emile is designed differently, but the other kids are sort of designed in a more uniform manner. They mostly look the same. Maybe other than articles of clothing, they're pretty much the same. And this film is also animated in what I'm going to assume is claymation. It certainly looks like it. I don't think it looks like any other substance. But yeah, Emile is a child. He's autistic. He doesn't quite gel with everybody else. They sort of make fun of him. Julie doesn't know really what to do with him. Even though she's deemed the ugly girl herself. And you would think that they would have, fit in some kind of, They would have some kind of organic bond together, you would think. I'll get to that later. But we flash forward to a scene a couple minutes later where they're taking a dive. It's like a swimming class or something for phys ed. And he's scared to go off the diving board, and he poops himself. And we do see that poop animate itself down the pants. I get it, does serve a story purpose. I didn't really want to see it myself. But anyway, fast forward to later, Emile and Julie are looking for ladybugs, and you would initially expect here that, this is where they, start to come together as friends. But then later on, they're in the locker room, and she hears him make this distressing noise. So she goes into his stall, and we see him lying on the seat, naked, and he's crying because he forgot his swimming trunks. And of course, she's uncomfortable. But then eventually, a teacher catches them both, and then a conversation is had, and eventually he has to be transferred to another school. But what's also distressing about the ending is, even though you initially, it feels like they're building it up as if they're gonna bond together, and when the teacher asks, "Do you like him?" you would expect her to say, he's weird, but I can confide in him. He's sort of a friend. But she doesn't have that turnaround. She's just well, he's weird. I don't really like him that much, which seems odd to me. And then there's no happy ending then at the end. He just gets transferred to another school, and that's really all we know. So even though he's really an animated character, you really do feel bad for him throughout the film, but especially for Emile, as Julie just straight out, I guess betrays him at the end, which for me is an odd story choice. So whether or not I would recommend this film, I would say if you like foreign films, especially foreign short films, go for it. If you like claymation or animation in general, you can go for it. Will you like the story? I think that ultimately depends. You either will or will not like it. I thought it was alright until the very end, because I was hoping that she would sort of stick up for him. Julie would stick up for him, and she just doesn't, which seems odd, even though she's an outsider too. So you think the two outsiders, they'll come together, but they really don't. So yeah, I'm not so sure about the ending. The rest of the film is okay. So I would say if you want to watch this on Short of the Week, go before it disappears. But you may or may not like the story and how it turns out. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this Short of the Week episode. Of course, tune in for the next one, and otherwise, have a great weekend and see ya.